Hello and welcome to the UK Surf Show. We are your hosts. I'm Pete.
And I'm Mitch, and on today, once again, we have no guest, nil point. You're stuck with us.
Nothing, just me and you. But there is something to talk about.
Oh, is that?
Something you've been working on for the last, by yourself, just, I can't even speak,
Jeez.
On your own, building it bit by bit, brick by brick, pouring the water out of cups one at a time.
These arms are heavy. Mum's already forgetting what he wrote down. Back in a town? I don't know. Something Eminem.
Spaghetti.
You get the gist. But yes, so tomorrow, when this comes out, we will be open. Lost Shore Surf Resort.
Who?
Will be open.
Ooh.
Europe's largest Wavegarden and the world's first inland surfing resort will be open. And honestly, it is just madness. I still can't quite believe we're about to be open, or if you're listening to this later, I can't believe we're open. It was a success because there's been so much, for Andy Haddon and his business partner Chris Bain. This is sort of 10, 12-year journey for the likes of Alejandro, who's been on the show. He's been part of the team for I think like 6-7 years, and a few other people a little bit longer, and myself the best part of 2 years, and everybody that's onboarded since. And it's nuts. I'm on site obviously all the time, as you know. I film all these site updates and push them out and show the progress of the resort, and I still can't quite picture humanoids, just cutting about, doing their thing, coming to have a coffee, coming to surf, coming to surf skate, have a massage, all the offerings that are there. So it's just mental. I don't know what to expect on Monday, but it's exciting for shizzle.
Yeah. I know I've seen like the social media posts as well, and it looks like there's a lot of questions. A lot of people want to know stuff about it. Mm-hmm. A lot of people want to know, when's it open, what's happening, like blah 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 and everything. One question I thought you could answer actually, which I've seen a lot, is the colour of the water at the moment.
Oh, okay. Well, look. So right. Okay. So the water at the minute is brown. Okay. And let's be clear, it's clean and it's safe, okay? Otherwise, people wouldn't be in it. But also, it's not a problem. It's a process. Everybody that listens, I'm sure they've probably surfed the wave. They've been to wave gardens and other, wave pool facilities around the world, and they all have that very distinctive blue-looking water colour, okay? So
yeah.
Lost Shore sourced the water from, there's a canal, if you don't know the area, there's the Union Canal, right, runs straight through Edinburgh, through Falkirk and everywhere else, runs right beside the resort, and it was a factor at the start of, how do we minimise impact on, natural resources, so on on the water system, so rather than taking it straight from the grid, it was an obvious idea to try and get it from there, but how do we go about cleaning it and everything else? Obviously, it's a canal that is massively stagnant. It doesn't move. There's miles of it sit under a canopy, so it doesn't get much light and it just doesn't move. And there's a few elements here. So when the water was getting pumped in to the resort, what that starts doing is starts allowing a little bit of movement within the canal, and every 2 years we have to drain the pool, and that water goes back into the canal. So what we're effectively doing is putting what becomes potable water, and for anyone that doesn't know, that means drinkable, as I discovered recently when someone said, "What? Oh, surely water's portable." Yes, it is. Potable means drinkable water. That's the plumber in me talking. So actually what happens is we turn it into drinkable water, clean water, and it goes back in the canal. Okay, so that's the process. The water from the canal, I've surfed it twice for 2 videos I've made in the past, and I can tell you that water is brutal. So to take that and put it into the resort and turn it clear, so it's just a process of time. It is what it is just now. And actually, I think the barrels, I don't know if you've seen any of the photos, some of them barrels, when the light's hitting on them, they look amazing in that sort of light browny murky colour. I think they look really cool. And what I love about it is, for now we've got this, well actually not for now, we've got this unique identity. Obviously, we want the water to be clear, but against that quarry backdrop wall, it just looks special. Ours will never be blue either. It will be clear not blue, because we've used a different type of concrete. So, and it's not painted white. So ours will be clear water. Most Wavegardens you see, all the concrete's painted white, and then it's a reflection of the sky, which is what gives it the blue tint. So it's not actually that colour.
Right, yeah.
So if you, I don't know if you've seen any aerial photos of Lost Shore, on the right side, if you were stood at the beach looking to it, on the right side, you're looking at a quarry wall behind it, which is dark. So that's always going to have that reflection. And if you look at the left side, you've got this massive hill, which is still being landscaped, and that'll obviously grow in and everything else. So that's green. So actually you'll have two completely different colours on both sides, depending on where you're standing from. So it is quite nice.
So will it depend if you want green waves or brown waves?
But what's nice, you're right, you know, there's actually not been that many comments on it. I guess that was the one thing I was expecting to be flooded with. Like I say, it's not a problem, it's just a process. And most of the comments people have self-certified. You know, they've actually seen that there's a post about the process and where we take the water from, and why it's good for the local ecosystem and everything else. And then actually, I think we've kind of got to that point where it's quite nice. I've said this before. I think it's always a testament of a good account on social media when your followers are the ones that do your arguing, and whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. But I always think it's a good testament of any account when you don't have to be the one justifying, defending, and all that kind of stuff. But so the water's cool. We've had, you might have seen, we've had some phenomenal surfers up. Some absolute top dogs of UK surfing. Obviously, we've had to test the waves. You know, that's been hard because it's meant I've had to be in the water every single day since we started pushing.
Oh, it must have been awful. That must have been awful for you.
Mate, my arms are so tired, and I'll continue to get in where I'm needed to.
Or not.
But mate, honestly, you know, we knew the waves were going to be good because we've spoken about it before. But you know, every Wavegarden that opens thereafter should by default be better because there's been learning and everything else. Technology improves, bathymetry improves, modulation improves, all of it improves. We knew it was going to be good, but honestly, this is a funny one here because it's obvious for me, and I work there. I'm going to talk about how amazing it is, but genuinely, it's blown us all away. But ignore what I'm saying about it. All the people that have come have been mind blown. Some I heard a few people say.
Tell me who's been on so far. Can you tell?
Andrew Cotton has been up, and man, it was super nice to meet Cotty. Actually, we've spoken for like 10 years and never met in person, so it was really cool to catch up with Cotty.
He's deleted you now, then.
Super nice dude. Obviously Ben Larg, you would expect him to be there, and do you know what as well? I've got to say, Ben Larg is charging. Like, he is surfing phenomenal right now. Like, he's always been a good surfer, but you know, separate big wave surfing, because that's just having big bollocks. Like, you could send somebody out that's never surfed to Nazare before. If they had big bollocks, they would just be like, yeah, whatever, and they'd go for it, you know, with no talent on a foamy. But he is surfing insane. It's amazing to see. Gerard McDade has been over from Ireland as well, and as well, charging. And also, actually, I think he just won the Irish Nationals today, so massive congrats to you. We had a guy called Ned Hart, Australian surfer, good mates with Ben, absolutely charging as well. We had the Wavegarden guys, some of their team riders and stuff have been surfing. The Crookshanks, Callie and Kai. Actually, one of the photos we got went to national press, and it is Kai on a left, just deep in this throaty barrel, like helmet on and everything else, which is really cool to see. And actually, that's something for me. I wanted to mention this. You know, in probably skiing, snowboarding, winter sports, maybe 20 years ago, I don't know, maybe a bit longer, maybe. Like, if you saw somebody wear a helmet, at the time you'd be like, oh my god, snow cook, like, you don't wear a helmet. But now if you see someone that isn't wearing a helmet, snow cook, now if you see someone not, it's odd, and that's the thing that's out of place. And I think we've got that element in that of surfing at the minute where, you know, there's still this horrendous like bravado with helmets, but you know, people get seriously hurt. You know, these people that tend to be needing to wear a helmet because they're surfing waves of consequence, heavy slabs, shallow water. And I hope that when first-time surfers or newbies to the resort come through our doors, they'll see it by default, and it just becomes normal. So it'll take time, but it just becomes normal. So I think it's really cool to see the Groms charging in helmets, because when it goes wrong quick, doesn't it?
Yeah. What about opinions and general people's opinions and talking of it? What have they been saying?
Honestly, mate, again, it'll just sound like I'm making it up. It's a bit like when I say I'm selling my van and I'm like, yeah, it's got high mileage, but it drives amazing. You just sort of just like, yeah, of course it does, but it does. It's the same sort of thing. They have all loved it. I won't mention who. Some of the real high level surfers that have been up have been very opinionated in the past about Wavegardens, and quite rightly so.
Yeah.
Like yourself, you've kind of been quite open about, I'd rather go surf in the ocean, which I think all surfers do, right, including myself. But you're sort of like, it's just not for me. So some of these people that have had that opinion got in, and they're like, in fact, one of them was supposed to be down for one day, and I think that started on Tuesday. That person I know is still there now, and it's not leaving until Monday. They have been blown
Can
away
I
by
ask?
it.
Can I ask you another question? Actually,
Okay.
have you looked at the surf report since you've been allowed to get in the water and surf there?
Oh, absolutely. I've looked at the surf report, but every single day has been flat. And I'm still going to choose the ocean, and I've got no problem saying that. I'm going to choose the ocean where I can, because there's still, I can have this perfect wave on tap, but that sitting out back with your mates, not knowing what's happening, all them elements of, do you know what? Although I think I've coined this as a joke, I'm trying not to make it stick, but I still quite like it at the minute. I've had all this grief about wild swimming. I'm always banging on about wild swimming. Oh, it's not that wild because it's just swimming. Do you mean swimming?
Yeah.
So I think I've been referring to surfing in a Wavegarden as surfing and ocean surfing as wild surfing. And I keep saying it's a joke, but I don't want it to stick. But I can't stop saying it.
I'm going wild surfing today.
Wild surfing. But it's been flat, mate. It's honestly the forecast has been brutal. I think 2 weekends ago, I surfed. I won't say where, but up near Aberdeen. Me and you have surfed there. I surfed.
Oh, that's
I surfed with Ethan, most Scottish-looking man in Scotland, or as everyone's now referring to him, Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran.
Yep. Me and him surfed, and mate, honestly, it was perfect. And it was one of them. We went for a one day. I wouldn't normally drive there for a one day. It's normally at least a night stay. Yeah. And I'd worked till, I started at 6 o'clock that Friday at work. I've been trying to get a sunrise shot for press, and I think 3 days that week I started at 6 ready for a sunrise, and every day it was just like horrendous. I ended up getting one, but that Friday
I thought you were going to say 3 days straight I woke up late.
Well, that Friday I started at 6, but I didn't finish till half midnight because I had stuff to get ready. And by the time I got home, I was like, I'd need to get up at like probably 3:30, 5 to, obviously with daylight hours now, horrendous. Like I thought, I'm going to have to get up so early to go up to where I want to go. I set an alarm, and it was Ethan had never been before, and he was like, I'll come, but I knew he would love it. And my alarm went off at like 5, whatever time it was, and I was like, fuck off, and I switched it off. I was like, I'm going back to bed. And I closed my eyes, and there was this little thing in the back of my head went, Ethan's coming. And I was like, fuck. So I got up. And it was because he was meeting me there. So it's not like he'd even know where he was going. So I was like, fuck, I need to get up. And I'm glad I did, because honestly, mate, it was just, you might have seen the photo on my Instagram, but it was stunning.
You put one on I think you put one on the surf show one as well, actually, of it.
Yeah, I think I did put something on the surf show.
Yeah. Because someone sent a message in going, 1 foot and clean, is it? Or something like that. And, well, what was it?
It was head high, shoulder to head mostly, but it's a punchy spot. It was a decent period swell as well, proper ground swell. And actually, because I think I'd surfed twice at Lost Shore, and I have never in my life attempted to get barreled. Like there was once where a barrel happened behind me, and Seba was paddling back out from the Surfskate Academy, and he was like, yes, Mitch! And I'm like, he's pretty stoked, and I had no idea this 30 barrel was behind me. And I'm just doing my thing, no idea it was there. So, because I had a couple of sessions And like I said, honestly, mate, the waves are insane. It's got, so you've obviously got the pocket, but you've got a full wave down the line of the pocket. And I'm very guilty of not cutting back and just trying to just go forward as fast as I can. And, you know, in other places I've been, when you're ahead of the pocket, that's it. Because there's no wave there. There's no shape. You're just out. That's it. If you're behind it, you're done. If you're in front of it, you're done. And this is like, I heard a few proper surfers.
Do you get that when I've surfed at the wave before, that you get on it, and if you're slightly ahead, that all the power, you sort of lose the power, and then you've got to really fight to get back into it again?
Not at all. Like, I was miles ahead of the shoulder and was still able to properly tear it apart. Some of the
go straight then.
Some of the I said as a joke a minute ago, some of the proper surfers, but being better at someone else than surfing doesn't make you a fucking proper surfer. And if anyone wants to disagree that with me, please come and tell me that. So some of the guys that can surf really well, I should say really well, said it was the closest they've ever seen to a perfect ocean wave. Which I thought, I mean, that's a real testament. And do you know what it is? It's the extra modules and the bathymetry, the shape of the floor. They're the two combinations of things that add up. So the more modules mean the more you're able to control and do things with the wave, and you've got more control down the line of the wave. And honestly, Pete, man, there's I think there's 4 settings in every setting. So if you've got on a maneuvers wave, there'll be a maneuver 1, 2, 3, 4, and that ramps up and up and up, right? And again, like in other facilities, the size doesn't really change. It's just the shape of the wave changes a bit. I went from, I think, what you would know as Malibu waves, right? So kind of longboard, small, cruiser. We'd call them cruisers. Cruiser waves. From the 2 to the 3 to the 4. To the 5, to the 6, to the 7, to the 8, to the 2, to the 3, to the 4. Honestly, so I surfed on an M2, Malibu 2, which is really small, yesterday on a 5.7 and was able to surf it half decent. Oh, wow. It went up to Malibu 3, M3, Maneuvers 3. It went up to M3, and it's bigger again. Goes to M4, and it's almost head high, and it's got a wall on it, right? Then after that, it goes to tons. Tons 1, 2, 3, 4. And you think the difference from like an M4 to a T1, M4 being the top of the set and below, and T1 being the low end of tons, right? You'd think it would just be a gentle step. Oh my God, the difference. When you get to tons, it starts barreling. You get a barrel on the tons. And I think, I don't know if I got to T4, but I definitely got to T3. And mate, I remember, because when we first started surfing, the Wavegarden team were still doing their calibration of the waves, like getting them all set up. So we were just getting a random mix of waves. It wasn't
so you could like have one turn and then all of a sudden a Malibu. Mate, why? I don't know why they don't do that all the time. It's like, because it's like I can tell you fun why. Of like. Go on then. Sorry, I got overexcited then, because that'd be amazing. That'd be more like the ocean.
No, but then somebody's going to have paid their money to go on like a really casual setting, and they're on a foamy, and suddenly there's a huge throaty, meaty thing. But the point is, anyway, this not only does the shape of these waves drastically change, the size drastically change. So I went from like an M3, a maneuver 3 setting, to a tons 2, and I took off in the same spot. And it's actually quite funny. We've always spoke about this, and Alan speaks about this a lot. When I surf at the wave, I take off so deep, like so close to the apex, because I like to surf like I would in the ocean. And I kind of like, I can only really describe it as having a run up. I know some people like to just do one arm take off and they're in, but that's not how I surf, right? I need to be on it early, so it kind of helps my pop up. So we were all just stood having a laugh. It was all the team, Andy Harron was just stood on the wall chatting to us all. And everybody's like right against the wall taking off. And I'm like so far away from it with my own spot. And I'm like, but there's a reason for that. But when it cranked up from the maneuvers to the tons, I didn't know. So I was taking off where I would have been taken off on a smaller setting. And mate, honestly, I took off and I could feel it. I could feel the difference in, that kind of suck of water you get.
Yeah.
I could feel it, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And I started paddling. And the second my tail lifted, I was like, I could feel it. I was like, if I don't make this wave, I am going to fucking die, right? And I have never tried harder in my life to get to my feet. And mate, honestly, I got to my feet, I went down the wave of this thing, a nice bottom turn. And I remember, because I'm terrible at cutting back. I don't know why. I can kind of stall a bit, but I never really cut back. And I remember kind of stalling a bit, and I just had a tiny glance over my left shoulder. And I was like, what the fuck is that? It's a monster. It's probably the sort of thing if I saw in the ocean, I'd be like, nah, not today.
Yeah, I'm getting out now.
I'd make my excuses.
Yeah. Oh man. And one question is as well. One question. I got fucking loads of questions. Like, what is there a beast mode?
I saw the beast mode. Oh, so right. It will come out tomorrow. I'm kind of stoked, kind of devastated. I had to go film something for. It's called Scotland is now, right? It was part of Visit Scotland. It was like their sports side of Visit Scotland, and now it's its own standalone thing, right? So huge following, everything else, and they're really, close with the project, really keen. And I've been chatting with them guys and the Visit Scotland guys, and they were like, could you film something for us, and we'll post it. We'll do like a collab post. Like, yeah, absolutely, yeah, more than happy to. And they gave me the sort of narration, and it was just like, and basically, so it'll go out tomorrow or the same day as this goes out, and it's a Lost Shore is opening tomorrow kind of post, and here's a little bit about it. So it's me kind of arriving. Just being, me, super stoked to surf, get loads of U's. In fact, they messaged me saying, can you just confirm how you spell you? I'm not really sure.
You spell it YEEEEWWW.
And then the next bit is, basically the build-up is me getting in the water. I paddle along the pier, say something to camera, and the last bit is me surfing, then me talking at the end. So I'm surfing in this video. It's me surfing on my little foot, and it just made sense to go take my little J board, the tartan one, the really cool one. But I didn't know what setting I was getting, and it was all like the I think it was M1 and M2, so it was like really small. And I was like, oh man, I need to catch a wave. So I'd grab someone who's not a camera person. I was like, can you just point the camera and press record? That's all I need you to do. And they were busy. Like everyone's mad busy, as you can imagine. So I caught like 3 waves, and I was like, that's fine, that'll be fine. And the second he left, they ramped it up to the M4, which has an absolute wall on it. So, and then I'm sort of like, you don't have to do anything to look like you're surfing well, if that makes sense. Whereas on that smaller set, like I'm just trying to pump like badly, arms all over the place, just like looking like Alan on a skateboard, I'd rather Alan on a skateboard. And but yeah, it's fine. But I think it's important because it's not about high performance surfing, it's about everyone. It's about everyone just either coming for the first time or about people that can do airs. So I suppose it's quite good. It's just devastating seeing yourself having seen everyone else surf really well. Yeah.
So you didn't answer my question about the beast mode.
Oh right. So that's where it was going. That's where it was going. So when I got out, I caught the last one. I was like, right, I better get out because otherwise I'll just take this whole session. I got out. And as I got out, I turned back, and that's what they were pushing, the beast modes. And I was like, wow. But buzzing that I got out. Cause, mate, and do you know what?
Is it?
What people are saying, because even when it's ramped up, I think I definitely got to T3. I think I might have done T4 as well. The takeoff actually doesn't change that much. And that was the feedback I was getting from all the top dogs. The proper surfers, the high performance surfers, because I've been asking a lot, because I'm really curious. I kind of like to just try, because even on the barrels, I know I could take off and be down the line. I don't necessarily have to get barreled, but maybe at least I'm able to think about it and understand how it feels. But they all said the takeoff's really similar. Like the takeoff's actually quite easy, regardless of the setting, even on the beast mode. And Mark Boyd said to me, he's a big guy, I said, it's actually safer, like that barrel in the beast mode, because you've got so much room. There's so much room in there. I'm like, that's a fair point, actually. I just don't fancy getting clipped by it, because I would become fused to the floor.
So, well, that's just Mitch. He's part of it now. He's literally, he's in the concrete. So on the difference between? So is it T4's the top one, and then it's beast mode after that? Yeah?
No. After T, which is tons, is barrels.
Yeah.
So there's a load of barrel settings. And same thing.
So what's
they
like
go
barrel
up.
1 to 4?
And
Is
then-
it?
Yeah.
So if you're in barrel 4, so is beast, because you said there's so much room. Can you like stand up in a barrel on that then, or yeah? That's fucking massive.
I don't know how many. I'm not sure if there's 4 within the within barrels, but there's definitely multiple settings. There's at least 2, but I think there might be 4, all the same. But yeah, they are. I mean, you look at some of the content that we've been pushing out in the videos. Like they are like it's a proper barrel. Like it's insane. So I spoke to you before about Lee. He's our surf ops manager, the guy that he set up Narassa Surf School in Ireland.
Oh yeah, the one in Ireland, yeah.
Top bloke, like really, really good guy, super credible guy as well, like really nice dude. I was chatting to him and I was like, mate, when am I going to be in these barrels? Like, because I'm not feeling it. And he was like, May the 4th, 2025 is when you're going to be riding frontside barrels. Like that's apparently when I'm going to be confident riding. So he's put a date on it.
Right.
So we'll update on that. But you know what? I've had 2 sessions where it's been a bit bigger. I think on T2s and T3s where I've actually tried to tuck in. Ethan was paddling back out. He said I got barreled, but I didn't. There's no way. Like it must have been behind me. But I saw it. It happened twice. I think the first one, I saw it just, when it just walls up and you're like, you either commit or you go, fuck off, and you just try and kick out and you end up doing that indecisive, do I go over the back? Do I go forward and pencil dive? And you do half and half and you get smoked.
Yeah.
So I kind of done that on the first one and I sort of crouched into it and then I went, no, fuck this, and tried to pump away from it. But then the second time, because I felt comfortable, because when I pumped round it, I did make it, so I was able to then surf the wave. On the next one, same thing happened, and this was when Ethan was paddling back out, and I was like, well, if I get there, I'll just see what happens, and it's good for me. Barrel riding should be so natural, because I'm naturally slow. Like, I don't need to do an arm drag, I can just stall by surfing. And it walled up and I was like, oh fuck it, I don't even know what the position is. I probably grabbed the wrong rail. I don't know. I was holding on to both of them but with my feet square onto the board, looked like I was skiing probably. And I
you
went
got hold
for
of the front and the back of the board.
I went for it, I grabbed the rail and I got as low as I possibly could. Probably my knees were locked out and my back was just fully bent over. But it obviously it was walled up, so there would have been a barrel behind me. I definitely wasn't in it, and then I just sort of pumped away, and I was on my way. But I'm like, I feel it, but I think I'm going to wear a helmet if I know I'm good. If I was in a barrel setting, I would wear that. But obviously, you can go in the barrel setting and just surf. You can be a bit ahead of it. Like obviously, you don't have to get barreled, but that's why you go in a barrel setting and pay your money. But mate, honestly, it's mesmerizing. It's mesmerizing. I was on the press day.
The difference, right, in you from leading up to this, like all of your like fucking stress and everything, because like obviously not talking on the podcast, but talking to you and stuff like that. You've still been like your normal sort of like happy self and stuff like that. But there's been like this stress that's just in this background thing, and now it's like, fucking hell, it's all worth it. It's fucking brilliant. It's just amazing.
I mean, if I feel any pressure, and I don't know if I do, I'm too emotionally retarded, as I've said before, to worry about stuff. But like, I can't imagine how it feels for, like Andy and his business partners and people like that. Because it's a huge thing, right? It's not opening a vape shop. It's enormous. Like the money, the investment is mind-boggling. It really is. When I hear these numbers getting bandied around, you're like, it's just stupid money. So it is, mate. It's exciting to see it. Obviously I've seen it for such a long time as a building site, and that's why I keep referring to this. I still can't quite picture customers and surfers and people there to just use the facilities. That's why, because I think I met some people. In fact, the guys from True North Surf Club were up. They surfed on Friday. Obviously, we had them on the podcast. And they had been up. I think it was only like 6 weeks. No, it was 2-3 months ago. It was just before we put the water in, whenever that was. Yeah. And it was still a hole in the ground. The floor hadn't been complete. So they've seen that. This is the first time they've seen it in person from like just a hole in the ground kind of thing with some concrete and, central pier. And now it's they're there to surf. They were like, I cannot believe the difference. So I guess because I'm exposed, you don't see the small. It's like getting grey hairs because it happens so slowly. And suddenly you're like, how did I end up like Schofield? It's kind of like that.
Well, that's a great reference.
Well, only on the grey hair count. Not living on some island somewhere on Weinstein Island. Like that's where he lives.
We went there.
With old, I won't say it. So yeah, no, it has, mate. And obviously we're not there yet because we're still to open. Monday's the opening. We had a press day on, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday in the week.
Did I come up for that one?
What?
Did I come up for that one?
No, you couldn't get a dog sitter, could you?
No, I fucking can't get. Yeah, that's it. That's the problem, isn't it? Dog sitter.
Yeah. But man, even the press guys all surfed and like.
Did they?
They were having a great. Actually, it's on the story. I'm not going to say who it is, right? I did reshare the story. They made it at one of the high-end newspaper. They filmed it. I done photos for them as well for their press stuff with the help of Ethan as well. Shout out Ethan for that. And he done like a video analysis of his day, and he had a surf lesson, and he managed to get to his feet. And absolute kudos to the guy for doing so. First lesson, never surfed before. He wasn't even sure about when he turned up if he wanted to surf. Had a session.
Yeah,
loved it. Using our new goal.
Is that the guy that hasn't left yet?
So he's obviously video documenting the thing throughout the day, and he's in the changing room. He's got his wetsuit on and stuff. He's ready to go for a surf, and he's just talking about how he's feeling before he gets on. Where's the zip on his wetsuit?
Please tell me he's put it at the front.
It's
please.
on the front.
Yes, amazing.
So good. It's so good. And on that as well, I cannot mention who this is, but I have to mention this story. It's so funny. There's a guy who I'm gonna just say he's a very big deal, right, within the ether of sport in Lost Shore, right? I'll just leave it at that. And him and one of his mates, another professional sports person, shall we say, they were in the changing rooms and they were like, right, the wetsuit zip, front or back? And they were like, well, it can't be the back, because how could you zip the back yourself? That makes no sense. And kudos to their thought process, because it does kind of make sense.
Yeah,
yes, that's fair, isn't it?
No, I do get it, because I've thought that before, like, because you've got the front zip, chest zip is on the front. So if you see someone with a chest zip, you go, oh right, zip's on the front. So it does kind of make sense.
Kind of makes sense.
It's only because we all know and everyone laughs at it, like the people that does it, why it's funny. Yeah.
We'll be there. So they landed on, obviously the zip goes to the front, right? So they come out ready for the surf lesson, and this, I don't know who it was, another girl came out the changing room, and she had her wetsuit on the right way around, and they went, oh, excuse me, you've got your wetsuit on backwards. And she went and changed.
Amazing.
She went and changed. Oh man, they owned that. That was, oh man, I was buzzing when I heard that.
Did they surf like that as well?
It's so good.
Oh so mate, good. Oh it sounds like it's absolutely brilliant. Like everything's like gone into place and coming together, and it's all
not really spoke
just happening.
About too much the things that are on site, but obviously there's the surfing, right? The Wavegarden technology, like that cove is honestly, it's special, and I cannot undersell that. It is special. The watercolor, come down. If you're a first time surfer and you get in that, you don't know any different from one. Actually, also, it's the exact same colour as the water I surf on the East Coast, and everyone surfs on the East Coast, so it's pretty familiar, right? It's still 11 degrees, same as the ocean temperature.
Well, because you built it yourself, it's just a bit of Kirkcaldy every day, isn't it? Poured in out of a cup.
And as soon as you get in, you don't even notice, because you're just really enjoying what you're doing. And like I say, it will go clear anyway, so it's not a problem. But then on site, there's this spear sauna, it's called, and I've not been in it properly, and it sits on the left side of the pool, just looking out, so you can have a surf, go in the sauna, or you can just turn up and go for a sauna, but you look straight out onto the takeoff spot and on the beach area.
Did I see also that you've got one of the cold water dump things there as well?
Outside of it, there's two. There's one either side. So you come out of your sauna and they've got a pull string and it's got a big cold water thingy on it. It's in the video we put out actually from the press day and from the other one we done. But actually, I went in there because I was like, what an amazing shot. And I went in there to video it. And even though I knew the second, I said to myself, when you walk in, the camera's going to steam up. It's pointless trying. Yeah. So I walked in. Camera steamed up. It's a waste of time. But, mate, it's such a cool offering. You've then got the 3 restaurants which sit in the hub building, the big building. There's 3 restaurants. I think we have spoke about that before. And one of them's on a 12-month sort of rotation. So every 12 months, that one will change. And the other 2 are on a 3-month rotation. So every 3 months, them restaurants change, right? So you've got 5 March, which is sort of like high-end stuff. You've got Rafa's, which is a local surfer dude and his mate. I think they're from California, and real Mexican influence. So it's like tacos and stuff. They've got a really cool diner, Rafa's in Glasgow, and I've been desperate for a couple of years since I set it up to go over. It's just I've never had the chance, so I can't wait to taste that. And then
not that desperate then.
And then a fellow Scotalian, Cheverino's Pizza. And I had their pizza yesterday for the first time, and Pete, fuck me, I have never seen a bigger slice of a pizza. In fact, I'll put a photo on top and a video because I took some videos yesterday.
That means that's not happening.
I will actually do it. Honestly, it's stupid. Like a slice is like an actual pizza. It's mental. Yeah. Really cool.
Mad.
So then you've got Michelle Denham, which is like massage treatments and seaweed wraps, all that kind of stuff. You know about the high performance room. We've spoke about Surf Lab. We've got well-being. We've got wellness. We've got Jamie Marshall, obviously. Wave Project.
Got Surf Skate Academy.
Say again.
Surf Skate Academy on site.
We've got Surf Skate Academy on site. We've got Inclusive Surfing Scotland, Wave Project Scotland. You can book on site to all of them things. So it's just, there's so much there. Honestly, like, you don't have to come to surf. You don't have to come to eat. You can come and do any of them things, but you don't have to do any of them things. You can just come and check it out. And if you are in Edinburgh tomorrow or this week or whenever, come and check it out. Just at least come and have a look. You don't have to pay to get on. It's a public park. That was part of the beauty when it was set up.
What about shop? Any shops?
There's a big retail space, wetsuits, surfboards, just, you know, I guess the stuff you would expect to find in a surf shop. But it's nice to have somewhere to go try stuff because we do lack from a big surf retailer in Scotland. So I guess it will become a bit of a hub. Yeah.
Mate, do you know what we should call this this episode? Lost Shores open, so we're going to Devon.
Found Lost. That's what we should call that. Found Lost.
Found Lost. We're going to Devon. We should talk about that as well, really, shouldn't we? That we are. So this is going to be the last podcast ever.
Bye.
Bye. No, this is going to be the last podcast for a while because we've got a couple of weeks and then we're off to Devon. And then, obviously, when we're in Devon around that, a podcast should come out. So we'll just bump it a couple of weeks. So it'll be a little bit of time off. We'll be away recording for a week. And then we'll have podcasts all the way up till after Christmas. And then we'll probably have a little break in the new year again like we did last year. But, yeah, so we're going to Devon. So what are we doing in Devon? I don't know.
I thought you were planning it.
Oh, right. Well, if I'm planning it, we'll spend the week at my house. So,
I don't think that's in Devon.
Yeah. Well, we will be chatting to people in Devon. I think we're gonna stay around sort of Woolacombe, Croyd, Saunton area around there. Maybe even Westward Ho, I don't know. We're also heading over to the south coast as well of Devon for a trip to see some people. 2 of these guys that have been on the show before. And we're going to get to meet them in person again and do actual video this time. We've got a few people that have said yes already. So if there's anyone you're thinking of out there, like we're going to like Devon, North Devon, South Devon, and you're like, oh, you got to get them on, let us know. Send us an email, uksurfshow@gmail.com, or go on our Instagram when you follow us and send us a DM. Or go on our YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube now. Make sure you're subscribing and leave a comment of who we should get on in Devon.
This should be the easiest edit I've done for the video version because it will just be me the whole time.
Well, I know. That's what I was thinking. It's better that way.
If it makes
Mate,
my
it's better that way, right? Because you've got to talk about Lost Shore, right? Because it's open and it's like the biggest thing going on in the UK surfing at the moment is Lost Shore is opening,
Europe.
And there's no point me talking about it because I'll just be making shit up because I ain't got a clue what's going on up there. And my surfing down here, as I say, my next surf is going to literally be when we go. I was supposed to go yesterday, but I didn't because I had another job in. And I looked at the forecast and it looked good. And I looked at the pictures and it looked great. And so many people I know went. And it's just work. It's just literally work. My life is just too busy at the moment. I've got too much work and not enough time to enjoy myself.
Well, you've had enough time to start getting the guitar back out, though, haven't you?
Well, no, I just had it out while I was waiting for you for a change because I knew that you'd be bloody 20 minutes faffing around at the start of it. Oh, I just need to find out. Oh, where's my... I just need to get the...
What is the reason for that, though?
What's that?
Well, because I'm filming at Special K's. I don't normally film here, but Special K today...
Not this, anyway.
I dropped her off at the airport.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's on her way to India, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. What's she doing?
Thanks to... Oh, I guess for any new listeners, I'll thank the existing listeners for those that donated. Special K, that's my other half, had cancer a couple of years ago. It was, pretty horrendous, as you would expect. And she was selected. There's a cancer charity called Copperfield. And they do this annual trek. I don't know if it's always the Himalayas, but they do an annual trek. And there's a celebrity guide, for each group. But you have to self-fundraise. And it's quite expensive. It's like $5,000 or something, I think it was, or $4,000, whatever it was. But thanks to the amazing listeners, the support, and I would start naming people on here, but actually there's so many I wouldn't want to miss anyone out. So I'll just say thank you to everyone who did super generously donate some money, because there's always people after money, isn't there? Always somebody wanting something. Like,
me, give me some money.
I'm trying to build a new camper van. If you want to fund that, go for that. But so she's away for 7 days to the Himalayas, and she's off to do a trek. So that's today. So I dropped her off at the airport. In fact, by the time this comes out, she's probably still traveling. Horrendous journey. But so super stoked for her, and hope she can just switch off and not think about real life and just enjoy the views and enjoy the time. Yeah. She sent me a message earlier saying, Emma Willis, off telly. Yeah. Emma Willis is one of the guys. She went, oh my God, she's just as gorgeous in real life.
Mate, I saw her in London once. I was going into a shop and she was walking into a shop as I was coming out and she was going into a shop, and I did a double take, and she is stunning, man. Really is.
Was that when you were like, does this cloth smell like chloroform? Or was that after you got done for that?
Yeah, brilliant.
So I'm recording here, so that's why it's a nightmare setting up this microphone here, for reasons I'm not willing to go into, because it'll just piss me off. What are we thinking of the facial hair as well? I don't know. I've not had facial hair for this. It's not long because I've been trimming it, but I've not. Yeah. I've kept it longer than normal.
Yeah. Anyway,
that might have been one of my favourite.
Do you know what? I don't care.
I don't.
I don't care what you do with your facial hair. If you want a beard, have a beard. If you don't, shave it off. Okay. I don't care.
Okay, I won't.
Yeah. I will. All right. What was one of your favourite clips? What, the end of that episode?
Yeah. I'm spilling my heart, and you're just like, whatever.
Whatever. Let's get on with it. So I think that's pretty much it. So as we say, going to Devon, make sure you tell us who you want to have on the show, and we'll ask them if they're interested in coming on. I think it's last week in November we're down there, aren't we?
Last week in November. It's like a week after next, I think.
Yeah, so it's good. 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks. I got 2 weeks because I got a 2 week job booked in. I've got a 4 week job booked in 2 weeks, so I can go.
Classic.
And it'd be me and Mitch and I and Bruce the dog, and we'll see you down there. Also, Airbnb. If anyone's got a good Airbnb that allows dogs as well, let me know.
Free.
Yeah, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
Free.
But yeah. And yeah, that's it. So yeah, don't forget, use the discount code UK Surf Show 24 at Surface, and that'll give you 10% off anything you order from Surface Wetsuits.
And if you want 10% off of molded earplugs, use the discount code UK Surf Show 2024, and that'll get you 10% off. The reason we're making stupid faces at each other is because I'm not sure Pete got it the right way around, because one of them is UK Surf Show 24 and one's UK Surf Show 2024. And I just go off of whatever one Pete doesn't say, so that's why we're.
Yeah, there's one for Cookfield Clothing as well, but I've lost my bit of paper with it on.
No, that's
so
also UK Surf Show
somewhere.
24 or 2024.
Yeah, so it's something like that.
So just
yeah.
look on Instagram, you'll see it there. We've also got one for Biscuit Arms, Adrenaline Athlete, and I actually need to talk about that. But I can't quite remember the ins and outs of what I need to talk about. But I believe there's a 30% for sign-ups for his kind of all-intensive package. Let me put that on a story somewhere. I'm actually starting. I'm starting back training with Alan tomorrow. Should we speak about Alan's skateboarding video? His timeless skateboarding video.
Well, I sent him a video of me. I was like, he's like, you've been skating. I was like, yeah, I did this the other day, and sent him a video of it. And actually, I sent it to you, didn't I? You can overlay it on there. I know it's through your WhatsApp, but just overlay it so people can see. And then I think we should overlay his video and just leave it to play out.
Well, his video would be. Well, how long's this been? Like just over an hour. So it would be the same as this. So we'll be able to play it the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's Alan.
It's literally, it's just pumping on a ramp. But in all fairness, he's like, right, I've started to skate parks, trying to learn how to skate park, and he's learning to pump on a ramp, which is like basically, backwards and forwards, and you move your legs and everything like that, and then start kick turns and stuff like that.
But we both watched it.
Yeah, it's like how long is it? It's like 4 minutes, 8 minutes, I can't remember. And I was waiting for something to happen, and it's literally it's the reason it's funny is because it was like 4 or 8 minutes of just the same thing, and
we both watched the whole thing as well because we thought he was going to do something, and I know I couldn't do what he done. I couldn't just go up and down like that. I can't do it. So, but I was still waiting for. I thought he's going to do a turn, or he's going to jump off the top. I don't know. He's going to do one of them backflip, spinny thingy, kick things.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just really funny.
Hey, and I got to the end of it, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Lost 8 minutes.
But in all fairness, when you're starting to skate, that is a big achievement of what he did. So fair play to him, because it is like it's scary starting to do that on a ramp at first when you first start skating.
Fucking Pete.
Well, you started it, but yeah, that's it. So we'll see you in. Well, it'll be about whenever.
Whenever.
I don't know. It'll be December. We'll start December. We'll be back.
Yep.
With episodes of Devon.
Well, do we start? We normally start with a summary, don't we, of the roundup?
Start of December. We'll be back with the summary of Devon.
There you go. Right. See you then.
Yeah. Cheers.
Stay safe.